Have you ever won an argument, really won? Think about it for a moment. Sure, you might have felt a sense of victory when you got the last word in or when your opponent fell silent, but did you truly win? Did you walk away feeling fulfilled, or did you feel a lingering sense of dissatisfaction? Sure, you might have gotten the last word. You might have even felt a rush of triumph as you saw the other person struggle to respond. But what did you really achieve? Did you change their mind, or did you just reinforce their original stance? You might have even silenced your opponent, but silence doesn't equate to agreement. Often, it just means the other person has given up on trying to communicate with you. They might be thinking of 100 counter-arguments, but they've decided it's not worth the effort to voice them. But did you change their mind? Likely not. In fact, the more heated the argument, the more likely it is that both parties will walk away with their original beliefs even more entrenched. The confrontation has only served to deepen the divide. Arguing rarely leads to genuine agreement. Instead, it often leaves both parties feeling misunderstood and more isolated. The energy spent on trying to win could be better used in trying to understand and connect. It often creates resentment and solidifies opposing views. When we argue, we tend to focus on defending our own perspective rather than understanding the other person's. This defensive stance can make the other person feel attacked, leading to a cycle of hostility and misunderstanding. Instead of trying to win arguments, we should aim to win people over. This doesn't mean compromising our own beliefs, but rather finding common ground and building from there. It's about creating a dialogue where both parties feel heard and respected. This requires a shift from confrontation to persuasion. Persuasion is not about overpowering the other person with your arguments. It's about engaging in a meaningful conversation where both sides can express their views and find mutual understanding. Persuasion is not about manipulating others. It's about building a bridge between differing viewpoints. It's about showing empathy and genuinely trying to understand where the other person is coming from. When we approach conversations with this mindset, we open the door to real change. It's about understanding their perspective and presenting your own in a way that resonates. When we take the time to listen and connect, we create opportunities for growth and transformation. So next time you find yourself in a heated discussion, remember, it's not about winning the argument, it's about winning the person. When we argue, we raise walls. Our defenses go up. These walls are not made of bricks and mortar, but of stubbornness and pride. They are invisible barriers that prevent us from truly understanding each other. We become less likely to listen and more likely to attack. Our words become weapons and our tone becomes sharp. The more we argue, the higher these walls grow, making it harder to see the other person's perspective. The other person feels the same way. They too are building their own walls, brick by brick, word by word. Each argument adds another layer, making reconciliation seem impossible. They dig in their heels, clinging tighter to their beliefs. The more we push, the more they resist. It's a cycle of conflict that only leads to more frustration and misunderstanding. Imagine trying to convince a brick wall to move. No matter how logical or passionate your arguments are, the wall remains unmoved. It stands firm, unyielding, and indifferent to your pleas. You can push, shove, and yell all you want. You can use all your strength and energy, but the wall won't budge. It doesn't respond to force. It only stands stronger against it. But the wall won't budge. It remains a silent, immovable object indifferent to your efforts. This is what happens when we argue without listening, without empathy. Arguing is like talking to a brick wall. It's a futile exercise that drains our energy and leaves us feeling defeated. Instead of building bridges, we build barriers that keep us apart. It's a waste of energy that leads nowhere. To truly connect, we must learn to lower our walls, to listen with an open heart, and to speak with kindness. Only then can we find common ground and build a foundation of understanding. Think about a time you were deeply engaged in an argument. Emotions ran high, voices grew louder. Did you stop to consider the other person's perspective? Probably not. When we're caught up in the heat of the moment, empathy takes a back seat. But everyone has a story. Their experiences, beliefs, and values shape their views. Understanding these underlying factors is crucial to bridging the gap between differing opinions. Persuasion starts with understanding. Before trying to convince someone, try to understand their point of view. Ask questions, listen actively, put yourself in their shoes. When you genuinely try to understand someone, you build rapport. They feel heard and respected. This creates an environment where persuasion can flourish. Section 5. Empathy, the bridge to agreement. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about stepping outside of your own perspective and seeing the world through their eyes. Empathy is not about agreeing with someone. It's about acknowledging their feelings and experiences. When you approach a disagreement with empathy, you disarm the other person. They feel heard and understood, making them more receptive to your perspective. Section 6. Listening, the key to unlocking minds. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listening is just as important as speaking, if not more so. When you truly listen to someone, you show them respect. You also gain valuable insights into their thoughts and motivations. Active listening involves paying attention, asking clarifying questions, and reflecting on what you've heard. It's about understanding the message behind the words. Section 7. Framing, shaping perspectives. Framing is about presenting information in a way that resonates with the other person's values and beliefs. It's about finding common ground and building a bridge between your perspectives. For example, instead of focusing on the negatives of a situation, try highlighting the positives. Instead of dwelling on the past, focus on the future and the possibilities it holds. Section 8. Persuasion, the art of winning hearts. Persuasion is not about coercion or manipulation. It's about influence through understanding, empathy, and effective communication. It's about building relationships, not winning arguments. When you approach disagreements with the goal of persuasion, you open the door for collaboration and mutual understanding. You create an environment where both parties feel heard and respected. Section 9. Building bridges, not battlegrounds. Life is not a battlefield. It's a journey we all share, filled with moments of joy, challenges, and opportunities for growth. When we approach life as a series of battles, we miss out on the beauty of collaboration and mutual respect. We don't need to win every argument or prove our point at all costs. The need to always be right can create unnecessary tension and conflict. Instead, we should focus on understanding different perspectives and finding common ground. In fact, choosing to argue is often a losing strategy. It can escalate situations, leading to hurt feelings and damaged relationships. The energy spent on arguing could be better used in finding solutions and building connections. It damages relationships, creates resentment, and rarely leads to genuine change. When we argue, we often become defensive, making it harder to see the other person's point of view. This can create a cycle of negativity that is difficult to break. Instead of building walls of resistance, let's build bridges of understanding. Let's embrace empathy, practice active listening, and seek to understand before being understood. By doing so, we create an environment where everyone feels heard and valued, and master the art of persuasion. Persuasion is not about winning, it's about communicating effectively and finding solutions that benefit everyone involved. It's about creating a dialogue where ideas can be shared openly and respectfully. By doing so, we can turn disagreements into opportunities for growth, connection, and positive change. When we approach conflicts with a mindset of collaboration, we can transform challenges into stepping stones for a better future. Let's commit to building bridges, not battlegrounds, and create a world where understanding and compassion lead the way.